Greetings, I am Liz, and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together. Alrighty. So, we're gonna...
Chains spring up out of the blood-stained ground and wrap around us, forcing us to kneel in a non-horny way.
Definitely, in a non-sexual way.
Yes.
In a non-kinky way.
Nah, we don't even do that, no.
Chaining you up and making you kneel is not kink at all.
Yeah, not even slightly.
Nope. Alright, Nadia, grabbed in chains, dragged to the ground. I hate this place.
Honestly, if she did it really calmly, but I can see her just being like, I hate this place! Like, just out of frustration. I've had it!
You know what? I've been calm the entire time. I hate
this place! Honestly, it's pretty funny.
But also, I just love the idea of, like, you've got the battleground in front of you, bloodstained and dark, and it smells like rotting corpses, and you've got stark bleached bones, and all is a mishmash of, like, similar themes, but completely, you know, not matched, right?
Uh-huh.
And then she just gets these chains spring at the fucking ground, shakes to hell, you get an earthquake, chains shatter out of it and just wrap around you and drag you down, and she's just there on her knees, all chained up, being like, I fucking hate this place.
I hate it. You know what I'm going to do when I take it over? The first thing I'm going to do is destroy it.
Yes, as soon as I conquer this place, destruction, that's all that will happen.
Absolutely.
You know
Somewhere, Lucio, I knew I married you! There's an expectant tension in the air. I know this feeling.
Woohoo!
Have I had expectant tensionist feelings?
I've got such
in the air?
tension. Ooh. But not
He's
that
good
kind.
for relieving my tension.
Oh god.
In front of me, hidden by a rib cage, 3 more cards await.
You can't pick a card if you're chained up. Okay, we're not actually chained up, we're just only our legs are pulled to the ground, hands completely free. Loo.
Right. The card on the right reads strength, power. It's also the king cheetah that we saved. Oh wait.
Yay. Except for wrong color.
The card on the left feels like acceptance, resignation. And the one in the middle feels like it's finally ready to talk to you. We're gonna go to this card, it's fine.
We would have to.
So, because the thing is like, I don't, like,
those sound super specific. This is acceptance, this is giving up, and I'm ready to talk to this one. Why is this a choice? It sounds like the character already knows what they're going to choose.
Well, it's very unusual. Like, I think, like...
The language sounds like it's leading you.
It is leading in that way. But again, also, how do you have a feeling of, like, basically resignation without it being seen as negative? Imagine that, right? Because a lot of times, like, what words would you choose? Because I have to admit, like, I don't know how I'd do it either. But it is interesting, again, like, for me, because I'm going, if the argument is that you can make any character you want to, that's clearly not true. They want you to pick certain things.
Okay, so the thing I get is, with the other cards, my memory says that there was a couple of, you know, the death card, but that doesn't mean a bad thing.
Right.
You know, it's like a, you know, I feel this thing, but that doesn't mean such and such. It feels like there was a little more just like more than one line.
Oh, no, of course.
This feels like it's getting way more clipped, but also the level of, are we interacting with the fact that we're chained to the ground at all? This sounds incongruous. It sounds like...
There's no reaction. I've been chained, forcing us to kneel. I get chained up all the time.
This is fine. I said, oh, you must be scared, waking up in a strange place, in strange clothes, with a stranger talking to you. No, it's happened to me before. Oh shit, you get around, don't you?
You have no idea.
It's not the first time. Sir.
It's her. Yeah, honestly, I find it to be really weird that the character doesn't care at all.
Yeah, no.
Like, I think even Corazon would be surprised.
There's a massive
honestly.
earthquake. We get chained into a kneeling position from, you know, things that burst out of the ground.
From chains in a weird area. Unless, again, we've had previous exposure to shit like this, which is why we crack that joke.
It's fine.
I've done this before.
Uh-huh.
Alright, okay, so I guess we're just gonna go for the Fool card, because that's the other one I have. The middle is the Fool. And for the first time, it speaks to me in my own voice.
And we didn't know it was the Fool
what's up?
In the previous 2 ones.
We just called it the card.
We just said it's an empty field. It's nothing.
Didn't actually in the second... No, I didn't pick it in the second round.
Yeah, but also, like, they didn't call it the Fool in either round. They
did after I think I picked it the first time. Mm-hmm. It's not a direct comment to begin with.
But, like, but they talk... They labeled the other 2 cards, and this one.
And this one they went, I don't know what it is, it's just empty.
I'm like, you should know what that is. You should know what the whole deck is. Lived with Astra my entire 3 years of my life.
Right.
I don't know what this card is, though.
I mean, unless it is the fact that, like, unless, like, somehow the Fool card has changed since the last time you've seen it, which sounds wild, and then also I'd be like, dude, there's a 0 on it, so you'd be like, I know what this card is, it's the Fool card, everything is neatly labeled,
but it looks different.
What happened to the illustration?
That
would freak you out. You'd be like, dude, it's gone.
Or you pick it up and go, this is a card I've never seen in Astra's deck before, that's really strange.
Again, like, I'm like, there's so much more, like, lack of, I don't know, just lack of world.
My own voice.
In my own voice.
Your voice.
Struggle is an illusion. The only chains that bind you are the ones you accept.
No.
Whoa!
So I appreciate that statement, but it doesn't include in all things. So subjugation is specifically a thing where stuff is done to you that you may or may not wish to accept at all, but it is forced upon you. Well, you don't always have to accept it. You could just die instead. Except for you also have to accept death or the subjugation, so you're still accepting something.
Yeah, I was also going to be like, I was like, we could go real far into that. That is
it's
a nice, pretty platitude. How about that? We'll go with this. This is such a pretty platitude. When you examine it in any greater detail at all, you sort of look at stuff and go, regardless of how, quote, artificial reality is, the fact that people believe in it therefore makes it real. Like the concept that, okay, so if you know anything about money, the idea of money itself is literally made up.
Yep.
Period. It is a social construct.
Yes.
Which is the reason why people go, gender is a construct. It's a societal set of expectations or appearances or rules that people just generally agree on equals this thing. And those things are all made up.
Frindle.
That does not mean that people won't kill you for it, or that, like, they have no influence on your life.
Well, the thing is, what I was going to say is, if you live in a society, and
we all live in a society.
I'll say, and all of us who are ever going to be exposed to this do,
yep.
Then you're going to have things controlling you from that society, whether you like it or not.
And also, there's many things that unconsciously will control you. And things that maybe you weren't even aware of because you've never basically been told that you even have a question to ask. Or that there is a question you should be putting here. So I like a particular quote that's called, "The unexamined life is not worth living," kind of thing. So if you just go into your life and just go through it without thinking about the choices you make, your own identity, what you do, what other people do, what it's about. It's the big reason why I like sociology a lot, and I also like psychology, is just that you get more out of it. You understand action. You have more power, I think, because those who do not know their history are doomed to repeat it.
It's also the whole knowledge is power, and they are not kidding.
Yeah, they're really not. It's
that sort of thing. It's just like in everything. People going, well, if I just knew everything, if I could predict the future. Well, that is a piece of knowledge, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, accept.
You accept.
That is what the fool's opinion is.
The fool is right. The chains holding me feel like nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Sorry, every time someone says nothing at all, I just think of Sexy Flanders.
Yeah.
That's it. My whole brain is memed up.
I stand up, the chains falling away from me. I reach out, and with a single touch, they fall from Nadia as well. What? Because this is about me, or that she sees that I am able to remove the, like, I don't know what her involvement is exactly in this.
So, I realize that if I don't accept them, they fall away. I don't accept that they're on Nadia either.
But
I guess?
Like, the thing is that so this is what's so hard about, like, trying to interact with other people, is that honestly, like, you can truly be aware of something. Like, let's pick something uncontroversial. And if you think this is controversial, oh my gosh. The world is round.
Okay.
Like, there are some people, though, in our society, currently, who, due to the fact of other reasons, because it is always more complicated than that, but let's just go really simple with it, where they go, this is the reality, the world is flat. Uh-huh. Right? And so you go, you cannot change their minds, because the issue is more complicated than they just don't believe that the earth is round.
It's not.
There's more going on, and that's actually part of the problem, is because other things haven't been addressed. They basically spiral into a conspiracy, basically bubble, and you go, all this and then this thing, this is what I'll, like, put a ton of stuff on. It just, You can't just take Nadia's chains away. That's why I was going, so how does Nadia feel about these chains? Because maybe she completely believes that they're very real.
Well, I was going to say, and the thing is if we're going back to this is our journey, which she's been interacting with some of our puzzles anyway, then we can remove the chains because we decide that this doesn't exist and her opinion doesn't matter. But since she keeps sharing her opinion with us, it seems like her opinion does matter.
Well, and also I was going to say, remember how I said, what in the world does this field full of skeletons have to do with your main character?
Yeah.
Like, we asked it kind of
That sounds more like connected to Nadia.
Yeah, like, to be honest, which is also, though, I think the problem we started having with Julian's route was that when we were going through this before, it felt like it was just tied to him. It had really nothing to do with us, because they refused to tell us what her character is.
Or what her character cares about. Like, honestly, if the person you've spent the most time with and theoretically have the most connection to is Asra, because Asra's the one who rehabilitated and re-raised you.
Right.
Then you'd think a lot of this imagery would be connected to that, or connected to your shop, or connected to what you care about.
Right.
Not to mystical things that we don't have character tie-ins for. At any rate.
Right. I also want to be, like, at least for me, I'm like, why do we have a very specific image of, we're in a field with skeletons? Have we seen a field full of skeletons? Like, why?
Have we seen skeletons before?
At all?
In our 3 years, in our tender 3 years, have we ever seen skeletons?
Where Asra's only taken us out to go horseback riding and maybe get food?
Oh, God.
Okay, and they fall from Nadia as well.
Corazon. How? Are you a welder?
Sparks fly out of finger, flames. I take her hand, and we walk through the battlefield. Chains try to reach up and wrap around our ankles.
A field full of skeletons that smells like rotten decay and is full of possibly wheat or grass and is toned red here, based on the imagery and the text together. What makes it a battlefield? Hundreds of dead people, thousands of dead people, millions of dead people doesn't make a battlefield.
Also, again, have we ever seen a battlefield? Like, it just sort of starts lending itself to the kind of ridiculous, going, this is a battlefield! Has Astra described one in detail to you? And it struck you with such extreme nightmares about...
Has someone else told you a story? Like, what is our connection to this? Yes,
right.
Ankles!
Bankles!
your
bangles?
Your battle ankles.
Starts clamoring everywhere. Oh, but they can do nothing to me. They fall away like ribbons fluttering in the breeze.
It's basically like that sort of thing where, you know, all the plants are trying to gently grab your ankles and you just slide out of them. Except for with hard metal links.
Right. A bridge over the moat leads us to the foot of the lighthouse. And when I look back, the battlefield is gone. Back to a field.
Was it ever a field? I thought we walked onto a battlefield.
Honestly, I was stunned. Okay. So, the fact that we were walking and we never saw this field, remember how we said, and suddenly there's a field here with bones in it. When the hell did we do that? Because it was like, and there's the lighthouse. I could see it clearly and blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly it was with a moat around it.
A raised moat.
And then it suddenly was like, and then there's this huge battlefield.
We did it. You did it. Corazon. We're here.
I see.
We have arrived. Yes. I see.
I see. Hand in hand.
Because I was holding on to her, leading her through this.
Okay, I'm gonna get nitpicky. So I've been in a lot of lighthouses. They don't really have a lot of space for you to go, we're gonna walk abreast with hands held together.
Her hand's behind you. It's that meme where you have the person behind you and you're spinning around and running.
Oh, no!
You're running forward to take me to adventure.
No, it's that one meme with the person who's running forward and the other person who's taking the picture, dragging them forward. Remember the meme with the photographs of the girl running forward?
Maybe.
With the hand out here and then the picture here, so they were holding and she was running this way?
Maybe. I remember the ones of, like, just take me to adventure, where it's the Disney princess is looking back at the hand towards the, like the arm cut off into the camera frame as if they're dragging you with them.
Yeah, I've seen that one
yeah,
too. But there was a specific one, there was, like, this couple, though, that was like, here's our journey or whatever.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. All right. So,
anyway, so you're holding hands, dragging her up the stairs, it's fine.
I'm so excited with a cane.
The cane's not canonical. You can't have it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's really not. I can play whatever I want, but I can't play that.
Yes.
But I can play that.
But I can't play that.
As we reach the top of the lighthouse, I realize the light isn't aflame at all, but thousands of little stars. They hang in the air, twinkling cheerfully.
Brightly.
A cat-headed being, why didn't we say an owl, walks
That's an owl-headed being. No, this one's the priestess, that one's a dog, and this is a cat-headed being. Except for this one looks the most like a full cat.
Actually, out of
Not
all of
just
them?
headed.
Anyway, we're spoiling it.
It's okay.
Rolls around under the stars, batting at the points of light.
Okay, hang on. If this is what the image looks like, is she
She
laying
would be like...
on top of the knob supporting it?
Oh my god! Sorry.
Is she floating in the air in the astrolabe, batting at it?
I know, she's got a little foot here. She's pretending to work at Cirque.
Right,
on,
right.
On the hoops.
She's basically just
Holding
propped
it,
between
going,
in one of the hoops, just like, bridged around it.
Somehow not getting, like, sliced or smacked into by
We didn't
the other...
say they were rotating. They might just sit still like that.
Oh, they might. They
Yeah.
might. I imagine they move, though.
You assume that, but it didn't say so.
I know. I said,
also-
I'm confessing. I imagine they move.
I do too. So how is she laying under it,
I don't
batting
know.
at it?
She beams at us as we approach, tail whipping excitedly.
Cat-headed being also has a cat tail?
Tail?
Question mark?
Amazing. So Holly's...
Okay, if she's cat-headed, what body does she? I'm sorry. We can tell she's a girl from here.
So we apparently have really strong gender and social values going, that is girl!
I can see the female all over her, the feminine.
Yeah, I can see the girl. I can see the woman.
The identity.
Yes, all
Oozing
over
off
her.
of her.
Well, there you are! I was starting to get worried about you two.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I knew you could make it. You two are doers after all, and doers get things done.
Okay, but I'm just imagining.
Sure.
Corazon has spent two rounds in this thing laying on the ground. One laying in ash, one laying in grave dirt. And now she's laying on the ground staring up at you guys.
With her little face, her little vase.
I mean, apparently, because so Corazon didn't describe that she had clothes on or a vase.
No,
Just
it was like
cat-headed being.
cat-headed being
With a
nude,
tail?
completely nude.
Could be. I say, but the thing is like, so this is the picture, but she is laying on the ground because it didn't say she got up.
No, it did not.
So she's just laying there on her back beneath the stars. Hello, darlings.
Oh, there you are. So good to see you. Nadia raises an eyebrow. This
Just
is gonna
one.
hurt.
Do we know you?
Oh my god, rude. Oh, well, of course you don't, Nadia. But every once in a while, Corazon here likes to pop up and ask my card for help.
Because I know I have a card and I hear them.
When did our character do this? In what way?
That's
What
okay.
reference? We don't just go, that's the star? What?
We
Like,
don't...
that adds more questions to my brain. We walk into the lighthouse, and our first thing, oh, yes, a cat.
Headed to being.
I have to be reminded that you're the star that I constantly keep asking for help with according to the star.
Or that sometimes comes up in the Arcana, and that when I'm doing readings, I'm asking for help.
Yeah.
Yes. Doing a reading of going, I would like information, is asking for help in her opinion.
Okay.
Or, I will consult the cards. A consultation is help.
Is help.
Which it can be. You get a consultant in to help you.
Uh-huh.
So,
I'm the star, and I'm here to guide your way.
because we are clearly sailors.
Why, of course, darling.
Well, it's a pleasure then to meet you. The Star.
Just call her Star.
The Star.
Please, just call me Star. My mother is a star.
This is a bad joke, and it's even worse, because I've never heard language like this in the game. Really. Like, this particular types of, this joke doesn't seem like it's a familiar, common joke in here.
It really
Like,
does.
okay? And so, the implication, if you did not know what this joke was, that she would be implying that the Arcana have parents. I would be very interested in that. So, if it is a joke, then you have to assume it's a common enough colloquialism she can assume you will get it.
Right.
Also, that she got exposed to it somehow here in a void, only listening to you and Astra speak because you're the only ones that have ever had the cards.
Well, especially in the sense of, like, remember for at least, like, again, basing this off of Julian's route, was that the devil specifically was the one who was most actively involved with
in the human
people.
world.
So
the devil should
other
be made
ones-
of memes. Everyone else should be like.
You know, he should be a
distant.
giant troll.
It should be a meme troll because he's been exposed to the world.
Yeah, he has, which would probably then make sense as... No, actually, it doesn't really make sense for
It's fine.
for
I say,
Lucia.
but
have no
the
idea.
mother, my mother is the star. I would immediately be like, "You guys have parents."
Yeah,
I
me
wouldn't
too.
even care if it's like if it vaguely sounded like a joke because it sounded playfully said. I'd just be like, You have parents?
Right. This lore about these beings
That are these singular
created,
entities of a type of emotion or feeling or function?
right? You'd be like, they're an intrinsic part of our world, depending on how you look at,
But they have
what
parents?
the Arcana is religiously or spiritually.
Parents.
The star. And then she giggles at her own joke.
So we know it's a joke. It's fine.
Oh, I'm just being silly. I don't have parents. I'm as ancient as time itself and twice as immortal.
I appreciate her clarifying. In this one case where they've done a joke, I really appreciate her clarifying.
Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you.
What?
What? Whoa.
Nadia smiles fondly at the being in front of us, eyes crinkling in amusement.
Well, Star, the two of us have come quite a long way to see you. Nadia?
And now I'm so excited, because she's
Nadia.
going to talk for us like
I was
everybody else does.
this isn't your journey. Only Corazon has come quite a long way to see you. You're not actually here to see the star. You're here to accompany Corazon.
Yeah, it's fine.
Nadia, you can't keep track of what you're doing. Corazon, especially, has been working quite hard.
Yes, Santa Claus, I need to sit on your lap and tell you.
It's fine. Okay, I love the one little star behind Nadia's eyelash where it looks like a sparkle.
Oh, yeah, that's actually really good.
That's cute.
I know! I was watching you two. The little trick with death in the cemetery was incredible!
Oh.
You've become so brave, Corazon. You're really coming into your own, ain't ya?
Ain't ya?
Ain't ya? I'm also like, you've become so brave. Hang on, have we been a coward?
Or you've been mediocre before and now we've become so brave?
Like...
Or maybe it's just as you've grown up, you've become brave. It is a character trait of you. Not that there's a contrast to it, it's just as you've matured. Because you're very young and the star would know.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's why. This is sort of, you become so brave,
It's like looking at,
baby.
your little niece and going, you are so brave. You become so brave because an infant isn't brave. An infant is nothing.
An infant is just...
Ain't ya?
Ain't ya? What does that mean?
You're going to tell me I've become so brave as if I was ever anything else. I'm not really brave. Actually, I don't think Corazon would see themselves as brave, because to be brave, you have to be scared.
Yes.
So I will say specifically that bravery is overcoming your fear.
Yes.
If you're not afraid, you're not brave.
Yes.
So, like, bravery specifically is acting even though afraid, overcoming your fear to act anyways. It's not having fear and doing things.
I was about to say, in a Corazon's case, I'd call it more arrogant.
As I say, it's a little bit of arrogance. It's a little bit of, like, just
naivety.
Non-exposure, naivety of going, of course I can do this is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I know nothing about this, so I have no reason to be afraid of it. And then a level of just...
Probably lacking some shame, too.
Determinism.
For sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, the biggest thing
Determination. That one I'm looking for. Determination.
Yeah. I said, what does that mean? Well, the point of the maze is to bring you closer to who you really are.
And who you really are is someone who has a lot of wind in your life. Whoosh!
With all those missing memories and confusion swirling around in your... Wait, what?
Wait.
What?
We have confusion
swirling around in your head, darling.
Okay, how does something that's not there swirl?
Fuck.
Alright, with all that absence of stuff swirling, how do you have nothing swirling?
I don't understand.
We have that emptiness swirling in your head, I guess. But, like, we have confusion swirling in our head. This character, even without it being Corazon, the way the MC and Nadia's route has been written, they have not seemed confused.
No, not even slightly.
At all. Like,
they are really enabling. They are incredibly, like...
I'd say they're a little bit submissive. They're a little bit passive as far as just functional behavior of just letting other people do things and not interjecting. I was just say, but they're not confused.
No, they're really not.
The star has some real strong opinions, she do.
But also, she's supposed to be able to perceive things, because, you know...
She's supposed to magically be able to know more and who you are.
So again, I'd be like, I would have liked to have known then earlier that we were supposed to be confused? And we had a lot of missing memories that were bothering us.
Nerd.
But we've complained about that.
I am truly the true MC.
There I am.
Here I am. I've done it.
It's swirling around in your head. You are really making full use of your power.
Because of the confusion swirling in your head. And now we're making full use of our power? Question mark?
What?
Beans. I just keep going.
I love the beans!
On Star's hand, just beans and Pop had beans.
I'm really surprised Corazon going to go, beans.
Beans. Honestly, I don't think that Cat's toe beans were as big as a meme when this was written. Otherwise, it would be there.
Yeah, I mean, possibly.
I think so.
She swirls her finger, and some water from the jug in her arm follows her as she's still laying on the ground, dancing around.
She's laying on the ground, batting
Underneath.
Okay.
La, la, la.
So she's laying on the ground under the starry astrolabe. I assume we haven't mentioned it's an astrolabe or anything.
Nope.
She's under the stars. I was just saying.
Our character hasn't even questioned what the hell this is.
Not
actually.
batting at them anymore, I guess, because she's talking to us, but she might be. And in this whole time, she was also holding a jug of water that wasn't spilling, even though it was laying on the ground. Or maybe she was holding it, upright.
She's propped it, yep.
Yeah, propped it, and it's just sitting on the ground, but her arms around it. And then she swirls some water out of it.
This astrolabe must be huge.
It might
Huge.
be. But also it looks like it's actually attached to the base.
Right.
And
it could be huge.
If it's gigantic, she could be laying under it beside the pillar.
And that could work.
Because there's so
I'm batting at it! You mean the pillar's like this tall?
You would never be able to reach it.
I'm also like, the stars are pretty... anyway.
On the other hand, some of them actually extend past the rings, so you know.
Oh, that's true.
So she really could be, it's just as they come by closer to her, you know, the ones that stick out on the outskirts.
Dancing around. But every time you faced a challenge, every time you channeled another Arcana, you unlocked a little more of yourself.
You gotta, because you need to have all the Arcana in you. With their powers combined. You are Corazon!
I am Arcana Planet.
Yes.
And a little more of yourself. And finally, instead of just borrowing someone else's power, you did something completely unique. Now, didn't you?
So what we're saying is, every time you chose a different card that wasn't the Fool, you were getting help from someone else and borrowing their abilities, skills, or power. But you couldn't choose the Fool because you didn't have access to your own abilities, skills, or powers until the third round.
So I guess we're the Fool? We're connected to the Fool Arcana, even though there's no Fool there?
The Fool has no function at all. It's just empty. Astro made one card not connected to anything, and so you can use it to mirror yourself.
Boo-hoo, I'm Boo-Boo the Fool.
I see.
No, didn't you? Why? You broke the devil's bonds with a snap! That's something no one else can do. Not even the other Arcana.
Right, but can other people do it?
What? Why can't the other Arcana do that?
Because apparently the devil has an ability to control and bind them that they are susceptible to. Perhaps they can all bind each other? And must the rest of them just choose not to do it because they're better than that?
I mean, if the devil has specifically been causing problems, why wouldn't they bind him?
Because they don't all work together at all. They don't work with each other in the slightest.
Not even slightly?
They are not a community.
Except for the fact that they're like, yeah, go to this person. They'll help you. It sounds like they work together in some capacity because they at least know that the other one won't fucking kill you.
Or they assume the other one will help you. They assume you'll have the power. In the way of gods, where if they say, well, you didn't stop me, I couldn't stop you. Well, you didn't stop me. In the way of going,
okay,
they have the thing that you need, so, they'll help you, and you just assume it will work out. You're not saying that person consents to help you, or that they're safe, or that it will work well. You're just going, well, if you're looking for water, that's who's got it.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that turns them more into, like, cosmic horror beings.
Interestingly sinister.
I was like, I wish they were more like that suddenly.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Of going, they have no connection to each other. They have no connection to the power or function of humans, really. Mm-hmm. Again, going, we have no connection to your world. You just show up here occasionally, sort of like a puppy that runs through your yard.
Uh-huh.
How cute. Oh, it's thirsty. Well, there's a lake down that way.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, interesting. Not even the other Arcana.
So people who like dark use of that, take that fodder as you will.
She smiles at me. Something mysterious dancing in her eyes.
If we call Scout a dog, she should be called a cat. Why? It's okay. It's probably like an aura they exude. It's part of their personality aesthetic.
I mean, maybe the only thing you could go is like they don't have a name because obviously Scout doesn't really talk. So it's like.
But we still call them Scout.
Oh shit! No, we call them. I don't think actually in this one we've learned what their name is at all, have we?
I'm sure.
No. Somebody said Scout will lead you. Wasn't that the High Priestess said?
Pretty sure.
I think.
Yeah, the High Priestess gave us the name for them.
And then we just kept calling them dog, like an asshole.
It's okay, the dog. The Devil's Bonds. Do you mean to say Corazon is the only one who can stop the devil? In all of existence, the entirety of reality. Okay, I'm beginning to think that the rest of the world doesn't exist. also the rest of the, and definitely this is one of those universes where once you leave, I assume Prakra's on a planet, I assume.
Uh-huh.
Let's say it's not on a planet, it's just a plane in of itself. There's this plane and that plane, and the two of them are contained within a space of reality by themselves as just this parallel thing.
Right.
I was just say, there's nothing else out there, and the rest of the world doesn't actually exist, because the odds, okay, so I appreciate Corazon directly tied to the devil. This is, or your MC directly tied to the devil, and whatever spell or function of thing was directly tied to them. And you say, well, no one else can interact because it's tied to them. But at the same time, there has got to be some other force in the existence of all things that could change something. Yeah. Otherwise, your world is very, very, very small.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm also just like, I think it's one of the entertaining things even to me is just kind of going like, I understand you could be like, oh, these are incredibly rare. But like incredibly rare when applied to an entire world's population versus like this area. So you have to think about like numbers.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is the Arcana only exist connected to this continent? Maybe. Or to this regional area.
Well, that was
obviously it's also connected to
whatever the Prakra Empire
because
is.
She grew up there and encountered the High Priestess there.
Right.
I was gonna say, but yeah, also you're saying no one else in the world has like a connection to the devil, or when we say who can stop the devil, we mean who can stop the devil from taking our own body, and that might be the case.
Right.
We might mean the only one who can stop the devil in this tiny, extremely limited capacity.
Right.
Because that could be accurate. No one else could stop the devil from taking your body. They could stop the devil from acting or doing other things, but they can't literally break whatever the fuck ownership Lucio has over you where he could sell you.
Right.
I still want to know, in both of these routes, what I want to know is how Lucio got ownership over the MC to sell them as part of a bargain to the devil. Like what happened in our previous life where he had us as an object, as a bargaining token?
Yeah.
Because I would like to know that. That'd be very, very interesting, because it seems like consistently he's bargaining with things that do not belong to him. Mm-hmm. People's lives and places and things. But the thing is
let's say, though, we're making the same argument that we've talked about before, going, well, with gods, they just assume that you basically have that power, right? Mm. If they can't stop me, so suddenly I was also even thinking about, like, the thing with Jareth and Sarah in the Labyrinth.
Right.
Where she's able to offer up a child because Toby can't say no.
Right? Even though it's not her child.
Yeah, she can't, like, the thing is that also if you do that without people's awareness, of course I can trade you for this thing. And because you don't say no or have the ability to stop them, as it were, or in a language that they would understand, they go, yeah, you're just an object to me.
Yep, that happens. Okay. Uh-huh. I kind of like that. I would love there to be a connection to that.
Right?
Like, it would be neat if that was exposited in here. But Corazon is the only one who can stop the devil.
Yes, and we're also going to have to stop the devil more in
the next one!
Hey, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, interact with the video. It actually does a lot for us in regards to YouTube algorithm. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi, Patreon, and our Twitch. We have some links in the description down below, and we would love to see you at any of those locations. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!